guys, after Comanche today, Watcher of Realms, welcome to the video, guys. What am I doing? Am I slicing and dicing you guys, or what? Got my ninja moves on today. Welcome to the video, guys. Glad to have you here. If I look back through the archives of Ash Watcher of Realms YouTube channel, I'm embarrassed by a couple of videos. Some of my very early guides here on the channel. Obviously, when I'm starting out in this game, when you're starting out in any game, you know, you want to put content out there. And the good news is nothing that I said in any of these videos that I'm going to actually delete was wrong. But one video in particular, right? It was like triple your clan boss damage or something like that, or guild boss damage. And I ended up pulling like 4,000 blood. The good news is, again, on that video is all the fundamentals, all the actual information that I gave about popping the shield and timing and stuff like that. It was realistic. It was good. It was spot on. However, my heroes were so limited. My gear was such crap. And you know, the difficulty was whatever, early on, easy, that it just wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't like a proper mid game, at least, a highlight of how to really get more damage out of your guild boss team. So today I want to do an updated version and really literally show you how I went from Nightmare for guild boss, and I want to be very clear here too. I'm right in the center of mid game here. This is not some elite one key Nightmare 4 team. Nothing, but this is going to be, oh, we got a reward here. We got a reward. What do we get, guys? Hey, okay, ancient. I thought it fool. Oh, okay, a Scalekin mage. Is he any good? I don't know. These guys, I can barely tell if they're good or not. I don't know about you guys in Guild Wars if you have them unlocked yet. But for me, I have one strat, a tank and an archer, and then they clear some DPS, and then I bring in the big fighter, the 6 unit, I forgot his name, and then all my DPS behind him. That's kind of my strat. Anyway, I feel like the fundamentals of Guild Wars are pretty basic right now, but I still enjoy it, actually. Anyway, I digress. So Nightmare 4, we're going to be doing the highest difficulty, but I want to show you how I went from in Nightmare 4 scoring around, I don't know, 6,000 or 7,000 blood to over 20,000, okay? And again, I want to be very clear here. I'm going to show you all the gear after this run, but it's not about the heroes. It's not about the gear. Well, it is about the heroes, but it's about Laurel. It's about Dolores. Well, not even Dolores. I mean, Dolores is great, obviously.
Do you want it or not?
But it's about Hollow. It's about Laurel, right? And it's how to use Hollow and Laurel to the maximum to get more damage out of your guild boss team, okay? No matter what strategy you're using, Infernal, whatever, right? So with that said, I'm gonna walk you through the fight. That's gonna be the entire video. All right, guys, so let's go through the team here. We have Toreador. Toreador is only there for 1.5 reasons. Number one is on his talent. He's not gonna be out there the entire time in terms of the battle, but he does have defense reduction on his talent, right? Each attack inflicts defense reduction. But the main reason he's there is in an invigoration set. I would highly encourage you guys to consider invigoration on at least one of your heroes in the battle. Healing effect, blah, blah, blah. But when deployed for the first time, the hero and one random ally in range gain 10% attack, okay? So we're gonna give this ability to our highest damage dealer at the very beginning of the guild boss battle, okay? So that's the main reason he's there. Volca for damage cycling. I'm still actually building Volca, so she's not doing any damage right now. But as you guys will see, by the way, between my gear and between, you know, all the heroes that aren't doing damage, there's a lot of room for improvement on this team, okay? We have Laurel, we have Ardia. Ardia's great in this role because she applies bleed, okay? So having a bleed champion is fantastic for reasons that we'll talk about in just a moment. But a bleed is gonna be great. Salazar is the most popular hero to use in this role. I just don't have Salazar. We're gonna use Hollow as a healer and rage regenerator. We're gonna use Pyros because obviously we have an Infernal team here. Twin Fiend would be even better, way better than Pyros, but both are going to be incredibly effective, and Pyros is my man. A lot of attack speed on Pyros. Again, I'll show you the builds at the end. Cetrum's going to be our shield breaker. Dolores is going to be our damage optimizer, maximizer. Zillitu is going to be the GOAT damage dealer along with Hex, okay? These are going to be the champions, or the heroes, excuse me, in this run. Damage, damage, infernal damage, focus fire, right? And then rage regen over here, melee units over here, debuffer, etc. And then cycling in and out with Laurel, okay? Laurel cycling. All right, guys, so I'm gonna walk you through everything step by step, nice and slow, very precise. Again, the fundamentals here, they're not gonna change too much depending on whatever your strategy is going to be if you're using a Laurel in a hollow in your battles. Now, you'll notice I don't have Eloin in my battle here. I used to use Eloin. I found Hollow to be a little bit better in terms of just going all out rage regeneration strategy, but you can obviously use Eloin in her place. There's nothing wrong at all with that. All right, so positioning in the start is going to be important here, so pay attention. First off, we're going to change the camera angle, man, but man, I like to see all the platforms nice and easily, right? So again, positioning is going to be crucial here. First and foremost, we want to make sure that everybody's in range of our Hollow, so she gets the maximum effect on her ultimate, right? She gains a little bit extra rage regen for each ally in her range. We want to make sure that all of our DPS as possible are in range of our Dolores. We also want to make sure that we have Zilithu right up against the guild boss, as well as Torador using that invigoration bonus on Zilithu. So we're going to set that up to begin with. And then most importantly, Laurel obviously is going to regenerate 50% of all of our allies' rage after she's retreated from the battle. We're going to be cycling her in and out. There's going to be a couple occasions where we leave her on the battlefield for a little bit longer, but we want to make sure that she's only going to give this bonus, this 50% rage regen, to anybody that is touching her tile, right? So we want to make sure she's as concentrated as possible in terms of affecting our crucial units that we want to benefit from that rage regeneration. So that's going to come into play. All of that's going to come into play when we talk about positioning. So we're going to start things out, as I said, with a Zilithu right up in front. We're going to face Torador right into her. Now you'll see Torador has the 10%. And so does Zilithu. So Torador, your job is done, brother. That's it. We're going to play Setram. Order is not super important here, I don't think. Generally, people get their DPS on the board fast, quicker. So we're going to put Setram all the way in the back. And the back right is going to be crucial here. By the way, shout out to Ivy Lee and to Educated Potato. I saw this kind of, the first kind of fundamental how to cycle a Laurel and how to get the best bang for your buck from Hollow from a video that they did. Educated Potato is a Twitch stream. I'll include all their links in the show notes below. So we're going to use Setram. We're going to use Dolores over here. We're going to use Hex facing inward over here. We're going to place Laurel over here. We're going to place Ardia behind our other fighter in Zilithu. This is a great spot for Pyros or Twin Fiend over here. We're going to place Hollow, most importantly, right over here, so everybody is in her range. Then we're going to look at Dolores' ultimate. When it gets to around 85%, we're going to pop everybody, okay? So 85%, it's time to start popping, okay? Pop, pop. We're going to go ahead and use Dolores, Setram. Everybody's going to go in this first one. We're going to retreat Laurel immediately, put Volca on the battlefield, and we are cooking, right? Now, once this one is done, we're going to do it all over again, okay? Everybody is going to go right back into another ultimate, okay? That first shield is usually pretty easy. We can get through 2 Pyroses in 1 Zilithu ultimate. You want to make sure you have your rage regen timed appropriately so you can pull that off. We can use Hex right away again. We can even use Volca for 10 seconds. We have 10 seconds left. I'm covering it right now, but we have 10 seconds left on Laurel, right? So now we have 3, 2, 1 left on Laurel. We'll take Volca out. We'll put Laurel right back in. And you guessed it, we're going to go ahead and actually pop Setram, and then we're going to take Laurel right back out. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now we can go ahead and use everybody all over again. You guys know we can put Torador in. This time we can face Torador onto the guild boss so we can pull off some debuffs. Sure, it's not mandatory, but it's nice to have, right? Mari is great as a guild boss debuffer as well, a lot of attack speed. So here we're about 3 minutes into the battle and everything's looking great. We're going to start prepping for the second destructive spit, but we're going to be absolutely okay. We can just keep popping these ultimates at this point in the battle. I do like to save Setram. When in doubt, I want to save, right? Save Setram for popping shield. He's the best shield popper out there, in my opinion, other than maybe like an uberly awesome build on Silas. On that meteoric impact, we're going to go ahead and start popping, right? It is time for everybody to go again. And we're going to get Torador out of there in 3 seconds. Or he's going to get himself out of there. There we go. He's out. Laurel's in. Boom. Take her off the board. And again, let's pause for a second just to kind of take everything in. Destructive Spit is coming in. Zilla2 is done. Pyros is done. Bubble has been burst, and everything's looking pretty good here. 2 minutes and 30 seconds in. A little bit late on getting Volca back in, but as I said, I don't think I have any real gear. Not much on Volca right now. All right, Hollow in. Let's delay a second here. All right, guys, so 2 minutes in, we are going to be very cautious, okay? Let's pull Volca. Let's get her out there. We're going to prep for this last shield. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and use Zilla2's ability. I can use Pyro still because Pyros is a very, very fast rage regen, but I do not want to use anybody else. I want to make sure that we're setting the table very nicely for 130, okay? So, let's get ready. I can even pop Laurel right now. It's fine. All right, so we're going to go ahead at 135 or so, like right where we are. We're going to go ahead and remove her, bring him, start popping everybody, right? Zilla2, everybody. And here comes that last Destructive Spit. We can already get back, as I said, to Pyros pretty quickly here. So here it comes. This is going to ensure that we break that very last shield. We played it very conservatively, right? It's tough to break this last shield, right? Depending on your gear, on your heroes, on everything. It's tough to beat it. So for that reason, we want to make sure that all of our alts are up, if possible, obviously. So playing that conservative would be my advice to you guys, right? Now, after that, we can kind of just go ham from here on out, right? The one thing that's very important, though, is we do not want to use Pyros during the last 30 seconds, okay? Why would we do that, right? Because he's going to stop everybody else from attacking anyway. We want to always ensure that that is actually going to go on the guild boss, that damage. But here on out at the end, we can just go ham on all of our abilities, right? It's just a DPS check here. Everybody's going all out till the end of the battle here. Now, again, this is not the cleanest run. I don't have the best gear. I'm going to show you all my gear. It's way more damage than I was doing previously. Let's just put it that way, right? Utilizing a strategy. And this run was sloppy. We mistimed a few ultimates. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. It wasn't one of my best damages. However, again, it is so 21,000 blood is way more than I was doing before. Okay, way more. As I said, I started at like 6,000, 7,000. I'm sure a lot of you guys are in the same position as I was, right? So again, I just wanted to put this video out just to kind of show you guys how even on a sloppy run like this, you can get a lot more dragon blood. And guys, we can easily clean this up, add some gear as well. But you can see the damage. Zilla2 in the lead, Hex, Setrum. Setrum's damage is taking down that shield, a lot of it, right? So it's not going to show up on the stat sheet here. But he's a pivotal part of this team as well. And you can see Torador doing very negligible damage. Obviously, I can get them better gear and build them to be, you know, some DPS and maybe try to min-max our damage a little bit and at least get to the point where we can get two shots, maybe even get 50K eventually with a team like this. Is definitely capable. One run, 50K on a squad like this. Let me show you the gear really quickly, guys. All right, guys, so running through the heroes here, we have Ardia in crit damage, attack bonus, and attack bonus. I think that the higher that you go, like the end game players in Watcher of Realms, I've heard from almost all of them who I've asked, as it pertains to guild boss, we really want to maximize crit damage even more so than absolutely going crazy on attack necessarily. That being said, I would advise you guys to test out going crit damage, attack percentage, and then try and crit damage, attack percentage, and see which you have more success with. Obviously, it's going to depend on the sets that you're using, the builds that you're using, etc. I have Whirlwind on Ardia, as well as broken sets here on the right, again, with crit damage, attack bonus. Hex, we have attack bonus, crit damage, and we have Annihilating Might for some extra crit damage there on his left side, okay? I'll show you Setrum now. Setrum is my pride and joy, but we need to rework him, and we can hopefully get a lot more damage after we do. He basically just breaks the rule of what we were talking about. Now, I do have Warlord on the left, but then I have Trip Attack Bonus on the right, okay? Now, that being said, he still does fine. I have really nice crit damage rolls, at least for my gear. A lot of crit damage that you're seeing here on the substats, maybe with the exception of this piece here. But overall, like, still solid. By the way, we have Spirit Siphon on an artifact here. On Ardia's artifact, Scarlet Hunt deals 26% extra damage to targets with bleed. That's going to be imperative also to have, ideally, on Azilatu. Scarlet Hunt on the artifact. Of course, Ardia or Salazar are going to be bringing the bleed to the battle, okay? On Zilatu, we have attack percentage, crit damage, and attack bonus. Again, total stats here, 14k on the attack, 9329. I should have shown you total stats here as well. Ardia is going to be 25k on the attack, 102.35. I really want, her attack is so high, it's tempting to just always go attack percentage because it scales so well. But anyway, I want to try her with more crit damage and experiment there as well. We have Spirit Siphon on Hex. We have Hollow with Euphoric Orb. Love Euphoric Orb, increases attack speed of all heroes in range by 30 every 60 seconds, lasting for 16 seconds. In terms of her gear, we have attack bonus, we have attack speed, and we have rage regen. So she's my main healer too, so we do need her with some attack speed and attack bonus. She's an attack-based healer, okay? A5, by the way, she gets each cast of the Light of Bliss increases the efficiency of accumulating rage by 15% until the end of battle, up to 5 stacks. Rage cap minus 100 at A3, and each healing restores 1% rage of rage cap on A1. Exceptionally good rage regenerator. Dolores, we have attack percentage, and rage regen. Man, I can really do better with this piece, huh, guys? As I said, my gear kind of sucks. We have Calamity on the left-hand side. Her total attack is going to be 11k, almost 12k. Her artifact is going to be Euphoric Orb as well. Pyros, where are you, buddy? We have Nightmare Samsara, restores 6% rage for every 5 attacks, which plays very well because we have a Whirlwind set on the left. We have HP bonus, attack speed, and rage regen. Total attack speed is going to be 559. His rage regen 104. Those are the stats that we care about on our Pyros. As I said, more rage regen coming from Nightmare Samsara. Laurel, it doesn't really matter. We do, because we left her on the battlefield for a little bit of time here and there, we want her to be able to survive, right? So in terms of gear here, I'm sure I just have HP bonus, defense bonus, HP bonus, right? Just basically keeping her alive. And that's all we care about, because her real utility, again, comes from her talent, which is going to be provides surrounding allies touching her platform with restoration of 50% of their rage cap upon death. And that's the squad, guys. I guess Torador, as we mentioned in the beginning, too, in Invigoration, right? So Torador, he has random gear on. Again, I should and will get in there, optimize all of this gear for all of my heroes. He does have that Invigoration set, as we spoke about at the beginning of the video, guys. Volca has basically half naked, nothing on. Guys, thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. I hope you found it helpful. Go ahead and give Educated Potato and Ivy Lee some love. In the description below, you can find their links. Much love to you guys, and as always, take care.